Hello, and thank you for joining me this afternoon. We are going to work on this little book that I'm making, and it's a little, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's two-sided, and it actually stretches out like that. So I've made this using playing cards, and I'm going to show you what I did. So I took some 220 ultrafine final finish sandpaper, and I just roughed up the edges, or roughed up the playing card just like this. And I just did this so that the glue would stand a little better chance of adhering if the surface wasn't quite so slippery. So I did this to 2 cards. Well, I've done it to all the rest of them, but I'm going to add 2 more cards to my little book. I'm calling it a book. I don't know that that's really what it is. So we're going to rough these cards up just a little bit. Knock off some of that slick, shiny finish. Okay. So there's my 2 cards. Let's get the fuzz off of them. So next, what I did was I took some little strips of fabric and I tore them by hand. I just cut a slit in the fabric and then ripped. And I'm going to lay this book out as my template. Okay. We'll use these center pieces here. So I'm going to put my cards, I'm going to sort of line them up. Let's bring them down here where I can see better. Can you see? Going to line them up, and I'm going to line these up as a guide. Put something on there to keep them from sliding around. Okay, I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to glue this. I'm going to run glue up the edge of my playing card. And I'm going to take my strip of fabric and I'm going to glue it to my card. And it actually was a little long, but that's okay. Now we're going to run glue on this second card. And we're going to come along and we're going to put these in line like so. And we're going to try to make sure that they're even and stick our fabric down. Now these may not come out even, and that's okay because we're not aiming for perfect. Remember, we're just making something that we like, that we think is pretty, something that brings us joy. And I can promise you my little book is not all straight. So there's one side. Now we're going to turn it over, kill off our glue here, and we're going to run glue down both sides here as well. Okay, and we're going to take our little fabric strip and we're going to lay it down just like that. All right. Now, let's test my theory. I've got my book folded up. I'm going to glue this and then to this, and that gives me a front and a back. So my theory works. Okay, So we're going to first off, we're going to lay our template so that we kind of get where to lay our strip of glue. We're going to come along here, and as you can see, I had added paper to this because that was going to be the end of my book, and then I decided, well, why don't I do a video? So I can actually come back and add another piece of paper on top of this, or I can leave it just like this. It doesn't matter. Either way. Okay. Now we're going to take this one and we're going to run glue right along the edges, just like we've been doing. Make sure I'm still in frame here. We're going to lift this up and we're going to bring our little card in and we're going to stick our glue down. Stick our fabric down. Get my words right, things will go better, won't they? And now we're going to come along and do exactly the same thing. And I had put glue here, or paper here also, I mean. So we're going to do this. We're going to take our little strip and we are going to stick it down. Now this little strip is wanting to roll where I tore it, so I'm going to come along the edge of the fabric and I'm going to add a little bit of glue so that I can roll that on out just like that and stick it down. Well, maybe we'll stick it down. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. And we'll put a little glue right there. All right. So that is how you add pages. And now I've still got a front and back just the way I had wanted. Okay. So next, let's see if I have a page left like that. You have a purple one. Yeah. Okay, so that'll get me my back page. And then let's see if we have a polka dot. Yep, good deal. Okay. Now you're going to laugh at how I cut these out. Okay, I'm going to take a playing card. I'm going to raise my cutter. And I'm going to bring it forward. Pretty much just like that. And it's a smidge long, but that's okay because our paper has got to go over our fabric as well. So we'll see how that's going to play out. All right. Let's do it with this one. Okay. The dots aren't straight. I don't guess that really matters because the strip is straight. They must have printed them crooked. Okay, now let's see, where did the card go? Now we got to get them the height of the card. There. And that is my messy way of cutting. So now we're gonna take our book and we're gonna fold it back up. This is my inside cover, and I need to come back and glue a little more, of course. Still using this Magnatac 809. I do not like it. It makes me high as a kite. I don't know why they sent that to me, but I do not like it. Sam, I am. I didn't get all these glued down very good, did I? I must have gotten in a hurry. Okay, let's see how this is going to fit. It's actually going to fit pretty good. But what I need to do is take my little corner thingy. This corner thing is neat. I ordered it off of Amazon. It's got a small, medium, and a large corner punch that curves your corners, and I really like it. I've used it quite a bit. Curve my corners. Might as well do it on this piece while I'm at it. That one didn't do as much. Okay, so now let's take our gobbledygoo and let's squeeze it. A little shaky. One reason, I've been painting my studio door. I'm painting it turquoise, and so I got it on a big table in the living room, and I got sheets on the floor, and I painted, and so now the first coat on the front of the door is drying, and it's turquoise, and I'm not, now that I've painted it, I'm not 100% sure I like it, but it'll be what it'll be. Which way is this going to go? This is going to go this way. This is the inside. Okay, so we're going to take this and lay it down. And then we're going to flip it over and see how it looks on the outside. And it's a little bit big, but that's okay. And get it squoze down, as the kids would have said when they were little. Okay, now we're going to put our back page on, or our back cover thingy. I'm not exactly sure. We're going to cover the back part of our book. There. We're going to cover the card. That is the back part of our little book. And this may have to be a series. Well, a few little videos. I don't know that it's going to be a series, but we're going to decorate all the little pages in this. And for those of you that have got those cool cameras that do the 2.5 inch snapshots, something like this would be a neat little thing to put your pictures in, because you can put little pockets and then add pictures. And it's the newfangled equivalent of Grandma's brag book. Okay, so that is how I did adding the decorative paper. Now on the front of this, I dressed it up a little bit, and I found this, it came from a sticker book. I glued that on there, and I can never seem to glue without having to move my pieces and get glue goobers everywhere. But I glued this little striped piece on, and then I found this pretty floral piece, and I made a little pocket so you can add tidbits there. And then this also is a pocket. There go my scissors. See, I'm making a video. I had to drop something. So I've got 2 pockets, and I'm not sure that that is going to stay like that. Did you even see that, or was I completely off frame? I was probably completely off frame. There's a pocket there and a pocket there. And I'm not sure that that's going to stay completely like that, but for right now, that's what's in there. So I'm going to let that little plume hang out there. And then on the inside, I did a pocket, and I made a little tag from one of my playing cards. I covered both sides in paper. I took the remnants of what I had been cutting to cover my book, and I made a pocket, and I did the edges with ink. Do that before you glue your pocket on. Don't do like I always do and get my pocket glued down and think, oh boy, now I've got to ink. I forgot to ink. And in order to cover up the fact that this was not exactly straight, I laid a piece of lace down before I glued my pocket on. And then here goes my little tag. I've got to decorate the tag, and I've got to add some string and that kind of stuff. And so then we've got all these other pages that we can decorate. So let's fold it back up. Then you've got this cute little book. We'll figure out some kind of closure for it as we go along. But right now, let's see, what kind of paper do we want for this inside page? Let me put the glue, the lid on my glue. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's do that. Where's my paper cutter? And let me get my scissors. If you hear a crash, I fell out of my chair. It's been known to happen. Okay. We're going to take our paper. Let's do this. Let's cheat. That is not straight at all. And that is not, so that cheat didn't work. Okay. All right. Might be easier if I drew a pencil line. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put my paper there, and I'm gonna draw a line. Okay, so we're going to line up and cut. And we're going to put our card there. We're going to do our line. And we're going to cut. Okay, these are a little different in size. That's okay. Now we're going to mark where our card should end. And I think I'm going to do both at the same time and see what happens. See if that was a disaster. A recipe for disaster. Okay. All right. So now we've done a little more of Jennifer's very strange cutting. Okay. Let's see what we got. Will it fit? A little on the tall side. A little on the wide side. So let's trim just well, let's try this one. This one's about right that way. But it's a little tall. So let's give it a haircut. Well, let's don't give it a haircut and say we did. Shoot. I just smushed my paper. That was not good. That was not good at all. Phooey, phooey, phooey. All right. Let's cut a smidge off of this. And let's hope we didn't cut too much off. And we might have. But that's okay. So let's cut a very little smidge. And it ate my paper again. Well, that just stinks. Makes me angry. I like that paper. And I went ahead and cut up 2 of them. Okay. I'm not having much luck on the paper cutting front, am I? Let's see our card. I'm going to bring our card I hate technical things. That's why I like paper so much, because you don't normally have to be so technical. I am not good at technical. Okay. We're going to put our paper on that line, and we're going to bring our mark down to this line. And then we're going to hold, we're going to put our paper in like that, and we're going to cut. And then we're going to mark where we need to cut. Okay. We'll see if that works. Yep, it does. Okay, so that technical thing out of the way. We'll get at least that side of the page glued on for today. So let's take our little punch and let's go to the small. And yep, that's gonna work. Okay, so now let's get back to where we need to be. There's the front of my book. This is the page that I want to color. Well, that's pretty too. Okay, it's not as pretty as that one. That makes me angry, but I can save that. I can use that for a tag. All right, we're gonna squeeze this hateful goobery glue, and we're gonna come down through here. And glue that. That glue seeps into that fabric quickly. Okay, now we're going to bring our page, match our corners thusly. That's a word for you, thusly. And then we're going to turn it over and we're going to take a peek, and we're pretty good. So we're going to smush it down. Make sure everything is getting stuck. And we find another corner of fabric that needs glued. I must have been in a big hurry. Okay. So there is page 2 started. And we'll come back tomorrow and we'll decorate, because I'm at the 30-minute mark. So we'll come back tomorrow and I'll try to have all my pages covered for tomorrow, and we'll sit into decorating. So thank you for joining me. I'm sorry it's been so long since I've been on here. Things have been a little hectic. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up on the like, and hit the ring the bell for notifications for when I upload new little videos. And I will see you tomorrow in YouTube land. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.